Sometimes in life we face challenges that seem far too great, goals that feel out of reach, and voices around us that whisper or even shout that we are not capable. In those moments, it becomes easy to doubt ourselves, to give up before we've truly tried. But often, the difference between failure and success isn't strength, talent, or even luck. It's the ability to keep going, to persevere, and to hold on to hope when everything else tells us not to. To illustrate this, let me share with you a simple but powerful story. A story about a group of frogs, and one in particular, whose journey holds a lesson for us all. Once upon a time in a quiet forest, there was a lively group of frogs who often gathered together to share adventures. One day they spotted a towering tree whose top seemed to touch the sky. The sight filled their hearts with both excitement and fear. One of the frogs exclaimed, "Imagine what it must feel like to see the world from up there." His words planted a seed of courage among them. Soon, the group decided they would attempt the impossible. They would climb that tree. The news spread quickly through the forest, and animals from every corner gathered to watch. But instead of encouragement, the air filled with laughter and ridicule. "You're too small," sneered the fox. "Your legs are too weak," muttered the owl. "No frog has ever climbed so high, it's hopeless," shouted the deer. Despite the harsh words, the frogs began their climb. With each leap upward, the voices below grew louder. Some frogs, their hearts weighed down by doubt, lost their strength and slipped back to the ground. They had believed the words of those who doubted them. But a few frogs pressed on, their eyes fixed on the sky. The climb grew harder and the jeers sharper. One by one, even the bravest began to lose faith, until only a single frog remained, inching upward against all odds. The forest fell silent as they watched this lone frog climb higher and higher. Finally, after much struggle, he reached the very top of the tree. He looked out across the forest bathed in sunlight, and for the first time saw a horizon so vast it made his heart soar. The animals erupted in amazement. "How did you do it?" the other frogs asked in disbelief. "What gave you the strength to keep going when we all fell behind?" The victorious frog smiled and revealed the truth. He was deaf. He had not heard the insults, the mockery, or the doubts. Instead, he thought every voice from below had been cheering him on, encouraging him to keep climbing. The lesson of that day echoed across the forest. True strength is not in the legs that leap, but in the heart that refuses to be burdened by negativity. The frog's deafness became his greatest gift. It protected his spirit and allowed him to believe in a world of encouragement and hope. And so, this story reminds us in life there will always be voices that try to pull us down. But if we choose to silence them, if we choose to believe instead in encouragement, whether real or imagined, we too can climb to heights we never thought possible.